As I look to the remainder of this day, make me aware that you are with me. Show me how to be the best person you want me to be.
Okay, so for today, wait lang ha. Tayo. Okay, so for this first session, no, there's only two of you, but meron man akong tanong. Were you able to submit this assignment sa ating Daigler? Julie?
Ma'am, hindi pa po. Kasi nag-expire na siya 5 days ago. Yung
Okay.
ano.
Audrey, how about you na-submit mo?
Company analysis, ma'am. Yes po.
Okay, company.
Except the digest, ata, wala po.
Hindi, yung company analysis pa. Wait lang ha, open natin yung courseware. Hold on everyone. Kasi nagkagulo kanina sa Ateneo dahil sa Daigler na to hindi ma-open, no? So, actually, Daigler had problems few days ago and ngayon lang siya na-open. Kaya ako nagtatanong. The first assignment, wait lang ha, I need to go for student view. The first assignment was supposedly under sa introduction here. You're going to submit this one, no, Damodaran. Were you able to submit this one, Audrey?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so si ano lang, hindi. Wait lang ha, check ko muna yung deadline. Kasi balik lang ni Julie, we had a talk, no? So, wait lang ha. May deadline ba to? I think wala siyang deadline, Julie. So, you need to complete first. Ang dapat kasi before you are able to do this, supposedly you're done with eto muna, financial statements. Check this one ha. Meron pala talaga siyang deadline, no? 25. Wait, I will override. Okay, I'll give you extension until tomorrow is February 1 until February 3. Okay, Julie? Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am. Pwede ko na siya i-attach din, ma'am.
ngayon, so you're done
Yes,
with
opo.
it na?
Opo, ma'am.
Sige, attach mo muna, Julie, before we start.
Sige, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so a little bit of an introduction to that one. I'm just going to show you this one before we go for reporting, a little bit of reporting lang. It's very important to look into the business cycle of your company, okay, because they have implication in the financial management, especially on the choices of financing activities of a company, no? This is the usual na lumalabas, especially if it's still young, no? If the revenues or earnings are still lower than the usual na mga gastos, they will rely on external financing, no? So kung bago pa yung company. Eventually, as they try to abot na sila ng high growth, mas lower na ang internal financing compared to external financing. So we would like to check today yung mga companies ninyo. Ano yung age ng company? Okay, so who would like to go first? Audrey, kasi nakasubmit ka na. Would you like to go first?
Sige.
Sige, I'm going to allow you to share. Try mo daw i-share.
Kita po, ma'am.
Yes, yes, ABS-CBN.
Okay, so my report is all about, I chose ABS-CBN Corporation because I am somehow curious about the company because they are very successful in the field of entertainment industry. So for the background, ABS-CBN has two business segments, the content production and the Sky Cable. So for the content production, andito po yung mga Kapamilya Channel, ANC, and then the team na pumasok na rin si GMA. And then for Sky Cable, meron silang broadband and Sky Cable and TV and cable TV. So based on my analysis, ABS-CBN Corporation is a mature, stable company. So yung picture po dito is from their most updated financial statement. So ito po yung interim consolidated as of September 30, 2024. And then based dun sa homework, we should give at least 5 proofs that what makes us think that the company is mature or stable company. So for my first proof, for me, it is a stable, it is a mature, stable company because it has stable assets. So based on this financial statement, nasabi ko pong stable yung asset niya kasi uh, malaki, malaki yung asset niya, almost 51 billion. And then compared last year, 53 billion. So parang same lang po yung amount niya. And then for the next proof, strong goodwill. So ABS-CBN has a very strong goodwill kasi most people know them very well. And yun po, ano din siya, kilala, yes. Tapos, maganda yung reputation and brand image niya in the public. So the third proof for me is that debt is large and often complex. So dito naman po, it shows the loans and borrowings of ABS-CBN Corporation. So as you can see, malaki po yung kanyang malaki po yung kanyang utang and complex po siya. And then for me po kasi, a bank or a financing corporation wouldn't lend a company a high debt if if it has no capacity to pay and if the company is not stable enough to pay its debt. And then the fourth proof is that ABS-CBN has medium to high debt to equity ratio. So same with the my previous explanation, malaki po yung debt to equity ratio niya. So malaki po yung utang niya. And then for me po kasi, if malaki po yung debt to equity ratio, aggressive yung company, so may capacity siya to what do you call that? To pay its debt. And then yun nga po, pinapayagan siyang pautangin ng bangko. And then the last proof for me is that ABS-CBN has too many income generating sources or segments. That's why I can see that it is a mature, stable company. Kasi based po dito sa note 25 sa revenues, madami po yung kanyang sources of income from subscription, advertising, royalty. So, madami pong sources and then stable po yung kanyang income din po. I think, Yun na po ata yung last
Okay,
5
sige.
slides.
Before I
Okay.
give my final na comment on this one, I have a question for you first, no? Bakit siya mature, stable, hindi siya mature na increasing pa? Or high growth? Bakit hindi siya high growth?
Binase ko lang po siya dun sa sa mga figures. Kasi for example, on this slide, I can say that stable po siya kasi stable din po yung total asset niya and total ano niya po. Hindi po
Yeah, but
nagkakalayo yung amount.
ang question there would be, why does it have a lot of debts? Kung stable na siya, is it trying to expand? Kaya, kasi para saan yung kanyang malaking utang?
I think tama naman po. Trying to expand din po siya pala. Kasi lately, yun nga po, madami din siyang acquisition lately like GMA. And yes, I can see. Tama po, ma'am. Kasi nung pandemic, di ba po parang hindi binigay yung franchise nila and then they explored to other networks or other social media platforms para po palabas yung kanilang mga shows. So, yes, ma'am, I think they're into expansion din po.
Sige, so balikan kita on that one, on the comment, no, para hindi ma-preempt si Julie sa kanya mga sagot. Sige, thank you, Audrey. You may
Thank you, ma'am.
stop presenting. Julie, you may start presenting.
Hello ma'am, good evening. Kita po ma'am.
Yes, pero medyo maliit. Can you, yan, i-ano mo. Yan, go ahead.
Good evening ma'am, good evening classmate Audrey. I choose DMCI ma'am Holdings because I'm a very fan of DMCI. Nung pumasok po ako dito sa DMCI way back 2018, nag-start ako na mag-invest. Then nakita ko siya stable kasi dumaan ang pandemic, high rate dividend rate sila kahit nung pre-pandemic pa. Nung pandemic pa rin, same pa rin yung binibigay nilang dividend. Hindi ko alam bakit ngayon mas bumaba pa after pandemic na. So, I'm very curious on what is DMCI Holdings all about and bakit nag-exist siya for the longest time. Sino? So, DMCI Holdings, ang may-ari po nito ma'am is sorry, is David Consonji from the word DMC, which stands for DMCI Consonji. As of now, ang nagmamanage na ng DMCI Holdings is Isidro Consonji, the eldest son of Engineer David. So their business is more about construction, nickel, real estate, power supply and water distribution. So iba-ibang diversified siya. DMC is among the highest dividend paying stocks. In fairness, na-experience ko siya. And until now, I've been holding this stock. And kaya ko siya napili because one of the fund manager na nakausap ko, sabi niya, ipamana ko na daw sa mga mga apo ko yung dividend DMC ko kasi I'm planning to ibenta sana nung tumaas siya. Pero maganda ang dividend PN niya. So as nakita ko nga sa company background niya, may payout ratio of at least 25% of the preceding year's consolidated core net income. So awarded din siya. In fact, si Isidro Consonji or the DMCI nasa top 10 richest Filipino businessman. So, ito po yung mga company or affiliate company ni DMCI. So, nandyan po DMCI, the project developer, may certain percentage ng holding nila. Semirara Mining and Power Corporation, which is their mining affiliate or subsidiary, the DMCI Mining Corporation, DMCI Power Corporation, Wyro Corporation of the Philippines, Semirara Cement Corporation, which not operating entity, siguro it will form part of their expansion in the near future kasi makikita sa life cycle as I present go over, medyo nasa matured growth na siya or based doon sa data. Then the Maynilad Holdings Company na heavily battered during the time of PRRD, kaya bumaba yung nila, yung income, muntik nang maibenta tong Maynilad Water. So, yan po yung mga affiliate company niya. So, as shown is the consolidated statement of income from 2021 to 2023. So, in the revenue, nandyan yung income from coal mining, electricity sales, real estate, construction contracts, nickel mining, merchandise and sales and others. So as shown, from 2021, you have 108 million, fluctuating siya, increase-decrease siya. 22, nag-increase siya, however, by 2023, nag-decrease siya. Wala pa atang nilabas silang financial report by 2024, kasi mostly na sa first quarter sila maglalabas niyan. These are the proofs or on the life cycle of the DMCI. So in terms of revenue, as shown po are the revenue from 2021, 2022, and 2023. So increase, decrease po siya. So an increase in coal mining in 2022 from 2021 in the average of 49%. However, it significantly declined around 26% in 2023 from 2022. So though nag-increase yung electricity sales nila, as shown ito, from 2021 to 2023, nag-increase siya. Around 24% in 2022 and 13% from 2022 and 2023. The other sources of revenue naman nag-decline in 3 years. So, in general, the total revenue significantly increased in 2023. However, from 2022, so from 108 million in 2021, nagiging 122 million for about 12%. The decline in other sources of revenue greatly affect the total revenue in general. There is a large growth in revenue considering the increase in 2022 na nagiging 142 million but declining in 2023. Therefore, the MCI holdings and subsidiaries growth based on its revenue is immature growth. Immature growth siya. Large but growth rate drops off, nag-increase, decrease siya. Next is for the profit pattern. So, sa profit pattern naman, the increase-decrease of revenue within 3 years equally affect the income of the company. So, sa growth pattern niya, sa profit pattern, in 2022, net income increased from 25,667,124 to 48, equivalent to approximately 47%. However, in 2023, nag-decline naman siya. Pero, nag-increase pa rin siya from 2021 kung ang ibibis niya from 2021. The decline in income, however, does not suggest that the company's growth is declining, as the income have increased significantly for around 30% from 2021 to 2023. So, this growth suggests that the company is matured growth stage. Ito naman po, ma'am, is the consolidated statement of financial position to include, yan po yung asset nila, liabilities and equity, and the equity. So for the asset, in 2022, they have 144,294 and nag-increase siya ang total current asset niya ng 155. An increase in current asset from 2022 to 2023 to approximately 7%. There is a significant increase in the cash and cash equivalents, contract asset, inventories, and non-current asset. However, there is a decline in total non-current asset, which is from 96 million ng 2022, nagiging 2023 siya, 92 million lang siya. So overall, the total assets increase from 240 to 247 or 3%. This asset growth suggests that the company asset base is stabilized. Therefore, based on the asset, the company is in mature stable. Also, here, another proof, an increase in deferred tax assets suggests that the company overpays its taxes. This overpayment will eventually be returned in the form of tax relief. The increase in deferred tax asset is beneficial to the company. So increase in current asset and decrease in non-current asset, yet increase in deferred tax asset from 2022 to 23 suggests that the company on asset, the company is in mature stable, ma'am. So dito naman po tayo sa debt ng DMCI. So, nag-increase yung total current liabilities niya, suggests the company's acquisition of short-term financial obligations are due within 1 year. Part of the increase is due to the significant increase in company's income tax payable in 2023. Then the decrease in total non-current liabilities suggests that the company has paid off their long-term liabilities and other liabilities. Therefore, although there's a slight increase on deferred tax liabilities. So in general, the total liabilities of the company from 2022 to 23 increased from 108 to 110, or equivalent to 2% increase, which is relatively low. Therefore, the company's financial record based on debts suggests that the company is high growth. So for the equity naman, ma'am, so in an increase in retained earnings, so as shown, the retained earnings nag-increase siya from 85 to 90, indicates financial strength since it demonstrates a track record of profitability in previous years. Kasi kung wala silang retained earnings, sana kung nag-decrease, hindi siya financially strength. So weak sana siya na company. In general, the total equity of the company from 22 to 23 increased from 132,669 to 137, or equivalent to 3%. The company's financial record based on shareholders' equity suggests that the company is in mature growth. So as shown po ma'am is the graph comparison from 2022 to 2023 to include the pie graph niya from asset, net income, equity, and liabilities. So slight increase lang from their asset from 45% to 46%. 46%. The other, medyo halos parehas lang sila. Except yung net income ng 2023 medyo bumaba from 6.9%. Kaya siguro nagbaba sila ng mga dividends. In conclusion, ma'am, for the revenue and net income, the decrease in revenue from 2021 to 2023 suggests that the company's growth rate is declining, but in general, the total revenue significantly increased from 21 to 23 for about 12%. There is large growth in revenue considering the increase in 22 but declining. Therefore, company's growth is in mature growth. On the aspect of asset and liabilities, the decrease in current and non-current asset. However, overall total assets increased to 3% based on the asset, the company is mature stable. Also, the decrease in current and non-current liabilities. However, overall the total liabilities increased to 2% based on the liabilities, the company is mature stable. On the equity naman, ma'am, the company's financial record based on shareholders' equity suggests that the company is in mature growth. So for the general assessment, suggests that DMCI Holdings and subsidiaries life cycle growth is in mature growth stage. When the business matures, sales begin to decrease slowly, profit margins get thinner, while cash flows stays relatively stagnant. As firms approach maturity, major capital spending is largely behind the business, and therefore cash generation is higher than the profit on the income. So, on a personal note, ma'am, kasi DMCI ito, I will have to reflect kung ibenta ko siya after 10 years kasi nasa mature growth na siya. But siguro naman mas maraming tingtang silang makapag-isip on paano siguro for example expansion doon sa nakikita doon sa Semirara Cement na hindi pa nila na-operate, then they will have siguro for expansion for the next generation because they stay there for the long enough. They were able to analyze this na nasa mature growth na pala sila.
Okay na, Julie?
Yes, ma'am.
Sige, ganito yan ha. The difference between the company of Audrey and kay Julie is because yung kay Audrey is a corporation in itself, no? Marami lang siyang mga different sources of income na merong variety but it's closely yung variety niya is close to each other, no? So if you remember kanina sa report ni Audrey, meron silang segments ng business. So meron silang puro sila 'di ba? It's entertainment, news, feature film. So it's in the same industry more or less, no? So another one is the same pa rin, entertainment, mga networks, no? So the same line yung business ni ABS-CBN. Okay? While on the other hand, yung kay Julie naman na napili, yung sa'yo Julie is holding company yan. So we cannot really say na ang holding company in itself is mature growth or declining, yung ganon. Hindi. Bakit? If you notice the companies under DMCI, marami siyang variety, right? You have your mga real estate, construction, may mining sila. So, meron silang mga power company, di ba? You mentioned that one. There are utilities, no, in short. So if you're asking me kanina, bakit parang okay siya nung time of the pandemic, what do you think, Julie? Bakit siya okay nung time ng pandemic? Anong meron sa time ng pandemic? Audrey, ano nangyari dun sa time ng pandemic? Bakit consistent si DMCI sa kanyang mga dividends?
I think during the pandemic po kasi people are forced to just stay in one place, and then the MCI business is related to housing. So madami pong
Exactly.
nag-i-invest
Yeah,
condos
maraming
and housing,
nag-construct.
i-invest construction. Yes.
Yeah, construction, maraming nag-construct, maraming bumili ng, 'di ba, wala kang ibang magawa sa pera mo, bibili ka ng bahay, 'di ba? So, everyone was doing that and they have Maynilad, 'di ba? They have utilities. So, yun yung parang usual, no? The reason bakit nagka-problema sila sa Mirara is because of the maraming gumuho na mga doon mining sites. That's why they were forced to close it. But what is the real score pag holding? Pag holding company ka kasi, you can get or you can expand to as many types of business as you can. So, marami yung sources of funds. So, if you notice it, 100% sila sa mga construction. Sa mining na DMCI, they are also 100%. Sa mining, 56% lang sila nung sa Mirara, no? But sa Cement Corporation, yung Power Corporation ni sa Mirara, 56 sila. Pakita mo nga, Julie, page 3 mo. Para makita na ni page 3. So, sige, isa pa. Yan, no? So, if you notice this one, marami silang stake to various operations that were really in demand during the time of the pandemic. Tapos, they have the essentials, yung utilities, yung power, yung water, yung construction there. So, that's why naging okay siya. So, ano yung difficulty in analyzing holding companies? Kasi sa sobrang daming sources of income that might be varied, the next step that you should do sa DMCI, Julie, is isa-isahin mo yan ng mga companies. Which one of them is the source of income for DMCI? Sige nga, punta ka nga sa income statement mo. Kanino galing ang majority of the income? Sino ang kanyang biggest income?
Coal mining, ma'am.
Okay, coal mining yung initial kasi siya yung pinakamalaki tignan, right? But let's
Opo,
look
ma'am.
into the profits, no? So, revenue less your cost of sales. Sige, like example sa'yo is 40, magkano yan? 40, sorry. 51 minus 23. Magkano naiwan sa kanya? Kay coal mining lang. So, example lang, 50 minus
23.
23.
Mga ma'am? Mga 28? 28.
Sige, 28 ha. Si electricity, 32 minus 14.
18.
Okay, 23, 18. Si real estate, 18 minus 12.
6.
So, if you look at it, no, tama pa rin yung kanyang movement. Yung coal mining niya, rough estimate lang of your revenue minus your cost, siya pa rin yung pinakamalaki na source of income ni DMCI. Di ba? While si
Yes, ma'am.
construction, 15 tapos 16, no? So, in short,
Malaki
hindi
yung
siya nag-income masyado. Ang kanilang main na income here is the coal mining.
is mining. Oo.
Yeah, so ang next mong tanungin naman yan, kailan nila in-acquire si coal mining? Kasi baka lang kasi hindi ko nakikita yung buong life story ni DMCI, baka expanding, emerging market yung coal mining, tapos
Coal mining.
sa gitna-gitna, binili ni DMCI, nag-acquire siya. So, naging
Baka.
growth expanding siya ulit. So, ganun yung life ng isang holding company. They can get companies, they can have or hold companies that will make them expanding again. Kasi kung tingnan mo, we know DMCI as a construction company, right? Construction naman talaga si DMCI. But if you look at it,
Yes, ma'am.
hindi na sa construction galing yung majority of the income. So, ano meaning nun? Si DMCI na construction is maybe declining. Tingnan natin yan ha. 22 construction contracts. 22 million, 19, tapos 16 na lang sa 2023. Okay? Tapos ang kanyang cost sa construction, 21, 17, 15. So, nag-lessen na rin. No? So, we don't know yet the other, yung sa baba. No? But ang main point dyan, it's declining. So, anong kulang sa report ni Audrey kanina? Tsaka kay Julie ngayon. No? So, when we look at a company, we need to expand more than 3 years, 2 years. Kasi if we just look into the 2 years, possible na meron lang something new or glitch, or maybe it's now their time to reap their whatever they planted few years back. No? So when we do analysis of the financial statements to look into a company story, dapat malawak yan. No? Ang minimum na tinitignan yan will be your 10 years. 10 years, actually 5 is majority. No? 10 is best, especially because we passed through a pandemic. But as we all know, pandemic was a time of the construction. So maybe si DMCI hindi to na affected sa construction. On the other hand, si ABS-CBN din, because they switched, no, nagkaroon sila ng problem with the government before pandemic pa, and they already switched to other sources. During pandemic, maybe it was also good for them kasi nakaswitch sila kasi nagkaroon ng problem with the government. No? So, to answer the question, it's best if widen natin yung ating number of years. No? It will help you analyze the company better. At the same time, tingnan niyo kung ano yung kanyang sources of income. Ano yung kanyang income sources? Ano ba talaga yung kanilang business model? Ano ba talaga yung the one that is feeding them their revenues, no? At the same time, tignan niyo rin yung mga margins, profit margin, no? If it's declining quickly, no, it means na papunta na yan ang decline. But of course, it is difficult here kay holdings kasi nga different companies under the same company. So ang next step mo, if you are holding the DMCI na stocks, Julie, ang next mong gawin is isa-isain mo yung company under sa kanya. Tingnan mo kung kanino galing yung kanyang revenues. Okay?
Lipat
Kasi
na lang ako
mahirap
kay si Mirara, ma'am.
Parang hindi na, parang naka-release na si Samirara, wala na siya sa PSE because meron silang concern with the humanitarian. Kasi nga parang pinabayaan daw nila yung, hindi nila tinenten yung kanilang mining sites to the point na there were a lot of deaths, no, because of that one. And yung tanong mo kanina, no, you mentioned na nagtataka ka bakit consistent ang dividends. No, that is a mark of the blue chip company. They are required, kung gusto nila maging blue chip company, required sila na every year, every quarter, they will give out dividends of the same, halos the same yung presyo. Yan yung kanilang rules. No, I'm not sure if kasali sa blue chip si DMCI, but I think they are. Kaya ganon.
Nakabalik na ata, ma'am, kasi na-delist to eh.
Na-delist man yan.
Oo, nung 2019 ata.
Nakabalik na siguro kay na-fix na. So, usually they delist companies kung merong penalties, no? Like, may nangyari. Yan. Okay? So, since this is the first run of our topic, this is bird's eye view of what you need to do pagdating ninyo sa ating yung final na requirement, no? So, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you your courseware. Kaya tayo may ganito na assignment or topic is because you are going to do a final financial paper pagdating sa finals, no? So one of your requirements will be a financial paper. You're going to submit here, no? Under this style. Dito kayo magsasubmit ng financial paper. So, what am I expecting sa financial paper? Okay, so dito yung instructions. For the financial paper, ito yung mga sample. Andito yung orientation. So when I open it, no, ang nakalagay dito, this is part of your final paper, data gathering, in-depth analysis, and presentation. No? You will not present it to me, presentation of your paper to. So ano yung important? No? So you have already started some of them. Industry, company background, organizational chart, 5 to 10 years, financial statement, notes to financial statement as basis, and the financial ratio analysis. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to analyze the industry using the Porter's 5 forces na analysis. Familiar ka nito, Julie and Audrey?
Ako,
Opo,
ma'am,
ma'am.
hindi po.
Familiar. Sa Stratman, ma'am.
Okay, so si Julie is familiar, si Audrey is not familiar yet, no, Audrey? Or familiar
Yet.
na?
Yes.
Okay, so you need to study this one. Lalabas to sa maraming subjects like marketing and your statman. But what I'm going to look into here, hindi ko naman ini-expect na expert kayo nito, no? I just would like you to look at your company in this point of view. So, tingnan nyo yung mga rivalry. Madali lang bang pumasok dito sa ating industry? What are the threats, no? Is there access to government policies ba? Example, ABS-CBN, naging kalaban nila ang government, kaya na-restrict yung kanyang business, yung gano'n, no? Next, bargaining power of your buyers, substitutes, no? Suppliers. So, hanapin niyo yung value chain ng company na yan. Okay? So, I'd like you to do industry analysis of your company of choice. I'm going to show you later ano yung pwede niyong piliin. Okay? Next one is, you need to look into the company itself, yung kanyang leadership. Ano ba yung mga leader natin? Aggressive? Medyo kalma-kalma lang? New blood ba ito? Mga anak na, no? As mentioned by Julie kanina, yung DMCI napasa na, no? Sa a lot of companies, like example, the Ayala companies are already transferred to the new generation. So, we expect that if it is a new generation, medyo mainit pa yung dugo, so they might be more aggressive compared to the mature ones, no? Next, product line. Ano ba yung top sources of income? Ito yung sabi ko sa inyo kanina. Saan galing yung kanyang income? So you can do so by creating a BCG matrix. Ito yun, Boston Consulting Matrix. Okay, raise your hand or thumbs up if familiar ka sa BCG matrix. Familiar? Hindi. Okay, si Audrey hindi. Julie, familiar? Okay, konti. Okay? Accountancy, BS Accountancy ka, Audrey, di ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Di ba meron kayong strategic management na subject?
Meron po. Pero I
andyan
forgot.
yan lahat. No? So, you need to review that one. No?
Yes.
Sige, so dito mo makikita ang mga different types of product. Like example, si ABS-CBN. You mentioned kanina na meron silang partnership with GMA, meron silang Sky Cable, no? Sky Cable I think. Tapos they have other businesses, no? Mga. So when you do this in your company analysis, makikita mo sino yung star doon, sino yung income earner at the same time mabilis yung growth. Meron din dito yung mga andyan lang, low cash and low cash generation. So hindi masyadong mahal yung kanyang cost, pero hindi din ganun kalaki yung kanyang support yung kanyang profit, no? Or kanyang generation ng cash. Or there are companies na andito sa CAW. Low cash usage, low maintenance, pero high yung kanyang contribution to your revenues, no? Pwedeng ganun. So you try to look into this one in your company. Then try to check ano yung sources of income ng company na yan. And definitely, you need to know ano yung kanyang business model, ano yung kanyang what makes it work. Okay? So, yan yung business model. So, next one, because we are FinMan, you're going to look into the financial ratios, no? So, hanapin niyo yung mga liquidity, asset management, leverage, and profitability and market value. Okay? This is very familiar to you na. We will not be discussing it, but rather, andun na yung mga videos niyan for analysis. So, what is important for me? Important for me that you show that you know how the financial ratios work. Paano niyo siya ginamit? Paano siya ginamit for analysis? Okay? So, very important din in your financial paper that you have sources of information. Saan yun galing? No? You need to make sure meron kang mga references. Okay? Sige. So, that is your financial paper that you will be submitting. Andito yung sample ng financial papers that were done by before. And yan lahat sasubmit nyo pagdating ng deadline. So, deadline for this one will be the end of our meeting. No? So, papakita ko sa inyo yung inyong new assignment. Wait lang ha. Okay, this one. Okay, so this is our course outline. I already edited this one in a sense that the greens will be discussed by Audrey. Yung mga blue naman discussed by Julie. Okay tayo? Okay, so yan yung assignment natin. And as always, etong mga dito sa another side will be your quiz dates. No? So, hindi siya magiging quiz date kasi tapos hindi tayo magku-quiz sa February 1. No? So, I will delete this one. So, wala nang quiz sa financial statement analysis. We will go directly sa quiz on February 14 na. So, next week, that is February 7, magre-report si Audrey on the cost of capital. Okay, Audrey?
Yes, ma'am.
Sige. May mga tanong kayo with regards our assignments so far? Go, Audrey.
For the report po, last meeting po, sabi nyo is, I will just send a video, full video, and then on the day itself, sa February 7, para siyang summary na lang, and then plus work-related experience.
Yes, no? So, para lang maano si Julie kasi nanood lang siya ng video. By the way, Julie, yung video ng ating orientation, wait lang ha, sorry. The video of our orientation is found dito sa session recordings. Ito siya, session recordings. Okay? When you click that one, ito yung orientation video natin. By the way, kung naka-close to, I will get the drawer dito sa side, lalabas yan. Yung video recording natin ngayon, I will also upload. Lalabas dito yung session 2. Okay? So, clarification lang, Audrey and Julie, hindi mo isasend sa akin yung video na full. What you're going to do is, under sa submissions here, i-upload mo yung video report sa YouTube, tapos yung URL ang ilalagay mo dito. Do you know how to do this, Audrey?
Yes, ma'am.
So, make sure lang na ang setting is naka-unlisted ha, hindi private. Unlisted para any one of us can open it. Okay, so, sasubmit mo dito yung full video. Kung gusto mo ng 5 oras na video, okay lang yan, no? Yung URL. Mapagod lang si Julie kakapanood, no? So, and then when we meet, no, next meeting on February 7, you're just going to share with us ano yung important doon. So, since your report is cost of capital, tama ba? Cost of capital, maybe you need to mention lang what is the importance of cost of capital, ano yung nasa WACC, pakita mo lang yung formula, and then a little bit of siguro, try ka siguro isang problem to solve lang na solve mo lahat ng WACC. But if you cannot, it's okay. I will be giving you seat work, no? We will be solving together. Tapos, at the end of the report, you need to mention lang, how do you do this or how do you, does your company use it? Number 1. Kung hindi nyo ginagamit, ano yung equivalent? Kung hindi kayo nagwawak, what is the equivalent of computing for the cost of capital in your organization. Okay, Audrey? So by the way, every time we meet during report, alternate kayo. So kung si Audrey ang magre-report, si Julie magtatanong. And kung si Julie ang magre-report, si Audrey ang magtatanong. Plus me, of course. I will also ask questions. Okay? So, sige, may mga questions pa tayong dalawa. Julie, you have question?
Wala na ma'am, wala.
Okay, how about Audrey?
Clarify ko lang din po. So on February, alternate po yung class natin, Feb 7 and 21. And then Feb 14, quiz lang po.
Yes. So, ano meaning ng quiz, no? Sa quiz na to na Feb 14, pupunta lang kayo dun sa courseware natin. Hopefully, okay siya by then. Kasi nagka-problema tayo this past few days. Under dito sa quizzes and final exam, I'm going to show you using my student account. Kasi makita niyo yung mga exam niyan. Okay? When you open your quiz, lalabas tong ganito, no? So, parang may mock test, but lalabas dito my date and yung quiz. So, you just click it and then titake mo ng quiz dyan. Okay? After you take the quiz, I will show the solutions. Lalabas yung result ng, lalabas yung solution set tsaka yung result ng quiz ninyo. Okay? And then if you have questions or clarifications kung paano yan, pwede niyong tanungin next meeting or pwede kayo mag-email so that I can create a tutorial for you kung mahirap talaga or I can create an explanation tapos i-attach ko dito sa baba. Okay? So in short, nagkamali ito kasi lumabas na si capital budgeting. So ang dapat lalabas dito will be the date of the quiz. So February 14, cost of capital. Tapos my formula sheet and the quiz itself. Ito, parang ganito. Okay? Hindi ko napapakita sa inyo yung mukha ng teacher side kasi medyo magulo. No? So, makikita nyo to. I will open it next week. It will be open at tama, i-change ko pa yung mga schedule kasi naka-Friday tayo. By the way, question, Audrey, are you okay with 6 o'clock taking the exam or mahirap?
Feb 14, ma'am.
Every Friday?
Ay, sorry.
Or galing ka pa work?
Opo.
Okay, is it okay if we just, do you have class, di ba wala kang class sa morning sa Saturday?
Wala po. Wala
Gusto
po.
mo doon na lang yung quiz natin, morning?
Yes, ma'am. Sige.
Okay lang kayo sa'yo, Julie? Morning na Saturday ang quiz.
Yes ma'am, kasi Friday uwi yan. Biyahe pa ako nun ma'am.
Ang iniisip ko kasi is usually pag gabi, mahirap yung internet, minsan din may problems with connectivity. So, is it okay if I open the quiz at say 8 o'clock a.m. tapos mag-close siya ng 12 noon? Every Saturday?
Yes ma'am, opo ma'am.
Sige,
Mas
so
maganda ma'am.
it will be open every 8 o'clock in the morning tapos mag-close siya ng 12 noon. Automatic close yan. So, after the quiz, you just email me kung may mga questions. Lalabas yung sagot niyan after you take the quiz pag nag-close na. So, pag by 12 noon, mag-close siya, mga 1 o'clock, pwede mo na siyang maklik ulit, then makita mo yung result mo. Okay? Audrey and Julie? Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes, go ahead.
question. Yung mock exam ba ma'am, per subject siya, per topic?
Hindi, ngayon lang to para ma-test mo lang kung ano yung feeling sa pag-exam. Supposedly, hindi nyo to makita ang capital budgeting. Yung mock pa lang ngayon. But I will close this para hindi siya magulo. Ang makikita nyo lang dito sa quizzes and final exam will be the date of the quiz and yung quiz. So sa February 14, makita nyo lang is cost of capital lang. Okay?
Thank you ma'am.
Sige. Audrey, okay ka na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so since this is our first formal na meeting, no, we will not stay long. By the way, okay lang ba if we start at around 6:30 for the class? Julie, okay ka
Opo
lang?
ma'am, opo. Okay lang ako ma'am.
Sige, 6:30 tayo kasi actually meron ding days I guess sa 7 I will need to ask if it's possible for us to meet at 7 o'clock kasi meron akong class until 5 o'clock for a project, baka ma-traffic. So, okay lang ba na 7 o'clock na lang tayo next meeting? Audrey? and Julie?
Yes, ma'am. Opo, ma'am.
Yeah, 7 tayo next meeting kasi I have a class until 5. But other days, okay naman, wala akong class during Friday. Yung ganun lang na schedule. Okay, so I will just inform you. And next meeting, kung okay na si Daigler, we will switch to, ano siguro, yung Google Meet. Familiar kayo sa Google Meet, Audrey?
Yes, ma'am.
Julie,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Okay, so transfer tayo ng Google Meet kasi nagkaroon ng problem to. Ang Google Meet ma-access dito sa, wait, naka-close pala. I closed it, no? Ang Google Meet is andito sa Google Meet. I will open this one. This is where you're going to click every time we meet. Kasi ito na account is SBG account ito. So hindi ako sure if merong mga public SEM gagamitin to. So it's better if we go for Google Meet. Okay? So with that one, if ever na you have questions, please feel free to email lang. Audrey, new student ka ba? Hindi.
Hindi po.
Ay, hindi. Okay, hindi ka pala new student, Audrey?
Hindi po. Second year na po.
Okay, second year. Okay. Julie is not a new student as well. Kasi tomorrow, there's an orientation for new students from 8 o'clock hanggang 11:30, no? So, and your faculty will be meeting me. May meeting kami ng faculty 11:30 until 1 o'clock. So, if ever may class kayo ng 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, hintayin nyo lang yung faculty ha, kasi baka malate lang sila because of the meeting. Okay? Sige, with that one, thank you all for coming tonight. I'll see you next week for the report of Julie on cost of capital. Bye everyone. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good night, ma'am.
Thank you po.